guys, it's Sophie. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. So for today's video, I'm going to be walking you guys through some tips and tricks on how to get your split arch jump. Now, I've gotten so many requests for this tutorial, probably because this was known as my signature jump, if you will, or in other words, the only jump I was actually good at. So I know a lot of you have been asking for this tutorial, so here you go. This tutorial is going to look a little bit different from my previous ones, just in the way that I'm not so much going to be showing you guys movements and making it like a follow along tutorial. This is more going to be me sitting here and guiding you guys through some of the movements and giving you guys some tips and tricks like I was saying. But of course I will be putting some videos of the exercises on the screen. But anyways, I hope you guys still find this helpful, and let's get on with the tutorial. Okay, so the first thing I want to cover here is like the basics of your split arch jump, what it looks like, the point values, and all that stuff. So with your split arch jump, there's a couple different jumps that have similar shapes but are slightly different. So the first is like your actual split arch. It's like, I like to show it with my legs. So it's like, you know, your legs are in a split and you're arching, straight legs, both of them. And that has a value of 0.5. But if you bend your back leg, so like this is my front leg, this is my back leg. If you bend your back leg, you actually don't have to arch. It's called a split ring jump, and that's worth 0.4. So slightly lower value, but you don't need to arch, and you just bend your back leg. But the challenge with both of these is to make sure whether you're arching or bending your leg, your head should be close to your leg or your foot in some shape or form. Because if not, like the further away you are from it, the larger execution deductions you're gonna get. So ideally, in your split arch jump, you'd like to be trying to like touch your bun to your back leg somewhere, or in your split ring jump to like kick your head basically. Depending on how far you are from your head, you'll get a larger deduction. Like there's a 0.1 deduction if you're like pretty close but not quite there. A larger deviation would be 0.3. A big deviation would be 0.5, and then if your shape is like not noticeable enough, you just don't get the points. If you get those execution deductions, it's like the difficulty counts, but then you get deducted those marks off of execution. So for example, if you do the split arch jump worth 0.5 and you have a large deviation, or what's considered a large deviation, it's a 0.5 deduction, so essentially you get nothing. So I don't want that to scare you away from doing the jump, but I'm just saying with these jumps, it's important that, or any jumps really, any difficulties, it's important that you have the right shape. Now these jumps do require quite a bit of flexibility, especially the split arch one, so it's important that you're properly warmed up for it. So let's get on to our warm-up. When preparing to do these jumps, I would recommend doing your full gymnastics warm-up, whatever that may be. Make sure you're stretching your legs and your back and that you're well warmed up before doing this, because again, it requires quite a bit of flexibility for both your legs and your back. Really work on deep stretches in your hips and your back. Now I have several warm-up tutorials that can help you through this. I have a stretch with me video that you guys can follow along, but I also have separate videos for leg flexibility and for back flexibility if you want to follow along with either of those. And soon I'm going to be uploading a full rhythmic gymnastics warm-up video, so stay tuned for that. All these videos will be linked up in the corner if you want to follow along with them, or if you have your own warm-up, feel free to do that before continuing with any of these exercises. I would also recommend doing some oversplits on both legs, even if you're not going to be doing your jump on both sides, although it is good to practice. But yeah, do some oversplits however you want. Again, those are also incorporated into my hip or leg stretching tutorials, so if you're following those videos, you're already doing them. But if you're doing your own, don't forget to do some oversplits as well. Okay, and then once you guys have all warmed up, we can move on to some of the exercises. Now the first thing here is actually going to be back in oversplits. So if you move your chairs, maybe it's a good time to bring them back. Now you can do this in kind of any position you want, but my preference is to have my front foot on the chair and then my back knee on the other chair. So set yourself up, and what I want to do here is you're going to put your arms in the air above your head ideally. So have your arms above your head like this, and then you're going to squeeze, try to lift yourself up, and then drop down slowly. Now what this does, it helps strengthen your muscles as you're coming up, and then when you drop down, you ideally will go further into split. And so each time you go up and then come back down, you should focus on going a little bit deeper into your stretch. And I remember specifically this exercise being so helpful for me for my split arch jump. I remember repeating it a lot when I was younger, and then after some time of continuously doing that, I remember that's when my split arch jump started to get really good. So if there's any exercise you guys take away from this, I would recommend it being this one. Really squeeze up and drop back down. Squeeze up and drop back down slowly. It's important to not just drop yourself down, because one, you could go too far and maybe pull something, injure yourself, but also you're losing control. That the point of this is to stay in control the whole time. So I would recommend doing this about 10 times on each side. Try to do your other side too. I know it's not the most fun, but please learn from my mistakes and work on both sides evenly. Another thing I would recommend doing while you're here in oversplits is to just arch back and hold, because this is essentially the position you'll be in the air. So again, I would recommend holding this for about 10 seconds and repeat twice on each side. Okay, once you're done with that, you can put the chairs away and come by a wall or a chair of some sort, because we're going to be doing some kicks. So we're going to be doing front kicks as well as back kicks, 10 on each side, and holding at the top for 10 counts and letting go of your leg for 10 counts. Feel free to do this with an elastic if you want, but it's not totally necessary if you don't want to use it. So I would recommend starting off with the front kicks. Like I said, 10 kicks, holding for 10 counts, letting go of your leg and holding it as high as you can for 10 counts, and then switch to the other side, and then come and face towards your chair, your wall, whatever is near you, and we're going to do some back kicks. So we're first going to start with 10 straight. So kicking your leg as high as you can, see if you can touch the back of your head, because that's ideally what you want to get to in the jump. So 10 kicks with a straight leg, and make sure to keep your leg straight. I know we have a tendency to keep our back legs a little bit bent. I know in 80% of my pictures, my back leg is slightly bent. So try to keep it as straight as possible during those kicks. And feel free to arch back as well, just because we're going to get used to that kind of movement for when we go into the jump itself. So like I said, 10 times on each side, and then once you've done that, we'll repeat the same thing but with a bent leg. This one is better if you want to do a split ring jump, but it doesn't hurt either way if you're doing a split arch jump, just to get the idea of the bent leg movement as well. Try to kick a little farther. Maybe try to get like your calf to touch the top of your head or something. And then yeah, another 10 on each side with bent leg. Okay, and you can put your chair away or move away from your wall, and let's move over to the carpet. We're gonna do some lines now to prepare for your jump, and you're gonna need the whole line for each of these. Now I do have a separate tutorial on like a follow along lines and jumps tutorial that you can follow if you would like, which I'm putting up in the corner now. But what we're going to focus on for now is just a few of these lines that'll help you specifically for your split arch jump or split ring. So the first thing I would recommend doing is just some small hops. 4 hops with straight leg, 4 hops with bent legs, trying to bring your knees up towards your chest, and just do this for 1 full line across your carpet. The next thing from there would be to do a line or 2 of just chassés. You can do 1 line of right leg, 1 line of left leg, and 1 line alternating if you want to stretch it out a little bit, or just do 1 line alternating your legs. Then we're going to move on to some small, medium, and big split jumps. So first do a chassé as you would normally do when you prepare for your jump. Do a small split jump with your legs at like 45 degrees, then a medium one a little bit higher, and then a large jump at your full split. Now if you have space, you could do 4 or 5 jumps in that 1 line, just see how much space you have on your carpet. And then don't forget to repeat on the other leg as well. After that, I would recommend going into your full split jump. So do a line of just split jump after split jump in your full split, 3 or 4 times or until you reach the end of the carpet. And once again, both legs. And that's pretty much all you need in terms of warming up for your split arch or split ring jump. So after you do your full split jumps, I would recommend just going right to it. Do your split arch jump or your split ring jump in your lines. Usually what I would do in these lines is do 1 split arch jump and then stop, redo your preparation, your chassé, and another split arch or split ring jump to reach the end of the carpet. Actually, I would recommend while you're doing this tutorial to try out both. Do 1 line of split arch and then another line of split ring. And in terms of the preparation, it's a chassé, step, step, and your jump. So for me doing split arch on my right leg, for example, my first step is taken with my left leg. I do a chassé, step with my right leg, and a step with my left leg, and that left leg is the last step I take before I go into the jump. Yeah, so like I said, try out both, and try to some extent on the other leg as well. But that's essentially all the exercise I wanted to walk you guys through in terms of your split arch or split ring jump. Now I'm going to get into some tips that might help you improve your jump. The first thing I would mention is when you're doing your preparation is to take large steps. I know like a lot of people, myself included, have a tendency of doing your chassé and your preparation in a very small space, but I feel like when you let yourself take these really long steps, and I don't really know how it helps, but it helps. You know, it's like one of those things that you can't really explain. It's hard to explain. Like I think you kind of get the momentum going a little bit better when you're taking these larger steps. So by the time you go up there, I don't know. It's just trust me on this one, it helps. But I will say the most important part of your takeoff is that last leg that you're taking off of. So for me, that's my left leg. Really make sure you're taking off with a lot of power so you have enough height to go up. Another big thing for these jumps is to get the right timing in the air. You want to be arching at the height of your jump when your legs are also at their highest point. Because I know a lot of times people can do their split jumps, first of all, without, not even split arch, split jumps kind of unevenly. So you want to reach the height of your jump at the same time as your legs are at its highest amplitude and you're arching back. I know it's a lot of things to kind of get at the right point at the right time, but that's really what's going to make the right shape. So really think about kicking both your legs at the same time with lots of power and arching back as much as you can. Because there are some people who will do, like I said, do their jumps unevenly like this, but there are some people that will do their split jump. It'll be a nice split jump, but they start arching late. And so, for example, if you're trying to take a picture, you're either in a split jump, you're in a nice split, but you haven't arched fully, or you've got a really great arch, but your front leg is already almost on the floor, and it's just kind of your back leg is back and you're arching. It might help also to take a video of it and to see if you're getting the right timing. I know that helped with me as well. You can see if you can find that spot in the jump where it's nice amplitude and arch at the same time, or if you're kind of that unevenness in your jump. But yeah, that is basically it for this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys found this helpful. Let me know if this helped you at all get your split arch jump or improve your split arch jump at all, or if there's any exercise that you found was particularly helpful. Like I said, the one that helped me the most was that oversplits one, where you're squeezing and slowly dropping yourself down. That one's really stuck with me in terms of the one that's helped me with my split arch jump. So I really hope it helps you guys as well. And I'd love to hear your feedback on these kind of tutorials, if they still work, or if you want me to go back to the ones where I'm doing stuff and filming more like a follow along. Let me know and I can try to continue doing them. But anyways, yeah, that's gonna be it for today. If you guys enjoyed, don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe down below, and turn on my post notifications if you haven't already, so you get notified whenever I upload a new video, and I will see you guys very soon with a brand new video. Bye!